Hey everyone, and welcome to a brand new episode of DC Collectors. Today we are taking a look at the DC Comics Pocket Superheroes, the Golden Age Starman versus the Shade from DC Direct. Now this is an older set here. This came about in 2002, I believe, and these particular figures, the Pocket Superheroes, were around for about 2 years before DC Direct pulled the plug on them. And I can't remember exactly how many figures were made, but there were around 30 to 40 of these figures that were produced. Now this one, of course, is the Golden Age Starman and the Shade. Let's take a look at the box. See, these retailed for $9.95 in the US at one point, although I didn't pay that much for this one. Get a good look at the box, and then of course the back of the box or package featured other figures in this series 1 set, and these usually came to a pack, as you can see below. Now there were bigger, like multi-packs, as you can see. This right here, the Justice League table with all the chairs around it, and Martian Manhunter, that was a pack. And then there were several other bigger multi-packs that included like Superman and Lois, Jimmy, etc., etc. Get a nice look bottom of the package and all the figures that were in this set. Then we'll look at the bottom of the package to get a look at the UPC number there, if you are interested in that. So with that said, let's break these guys out and see what they're like. So here's Starman and the Shade out of the package. Let's start by looking at what we do have. This comes with a nice little background for the action figures. And you can see on the back of this, it gives you just a little bit of detail about each figure. Of course, Starman is Ted Knight, and the Shade is unknown, and they both are based out of Opal City. Gives you a little story on the back, but it also gives you this cool little backdrop. And you see each one of these figures comes with this little guy right here to put the backdrop in, so you can stand this thing up, and it does come with 2. So let's go ahead, stand this up, and then we can give them a little backdrop there, and we'll zoom in a second. Let's take a look at the figs. Here is the Shade. One of the neat things about this, well, relatively neat things, is the way they were able to produce so many, where it's the basic same body buck that all the figures in this line use. Look at the face. There is no sculpt on the face. It is all painted on, which makes these even cheaper to produce, I assume. Now these are standard 5 points of articulation figures, like normal, say 3 3/4 inch Star Wars figures. Head turns all the way around, arms can go all the way around, and legs have a pretty decent range of motion. That's about as far back as it's going to go, but you're really not looking for that. Paint detail is okay, nothing to really brag about here, but not bad either. There's nothing really crazy out of place. Paint job on the face looks pretty good. That's the Shade. Now let's look at Starman. Starman actually does come with an accessory, his wand thing, and as you can see, it's been in his hand for a while, so some of the paint came off when I took it out of his hand, but there's a little hole right here and a hole. Let's look at his hand, if we can get his hand close up, and a hole in his hand for that hole to fit in, and voila, it goes in his hand perfectly. Now he has the same articulation that the other figure does. He has ears on his face, or not on his face, but his head, so he has a little different sculpt. He does have a rubbery plastic style cape, so that's pretty cool. It looks like it's glued on right here, and he has the same articulation that the Shade has. And here's something that I missed on the Shade. He does have an extra piece of articulation. He turns at the waist. Let's go back and look at the Shade and make sure, see if he does. Yes, he does too. Yay. So they have 6 points of articulation. I was wrong. So here you have the Golden Age Starman and the Shade from DC Direct in the Pocket Superheroes line. If you like what I'm doing, please hit the subscribe button. You can also find me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at DCCollectors. You can also check out DCCollectors.com each and every day for the latest DC Comics toys and collectibles, news, and reviews. Peace.